laptop for sale on Craigslist a few months back. It worked just fine, but I had to buy a better one for work, and I really had no reason to have two. I wasn't looking for much. I think I listed it for $80, which was a really good deal. After a few days passed with no responses, I mostly forgot about it, until I checked my emails again a week later and saw I'd gotten a message. They simply said they wanted to look at it and asked if it was still available. I replied, and later that day they got back to me. They said they could swing by tomorrow, and we agreed on 5 o'clock. Later that night, I realized I never got his name. The email address he was sending from was some personal email that looked more like a gamer tag, so it wasn't that helpful. I didn't think too much of it, assuming he just didn't realize what address he was using. On the following day, I reached out and sent him my address a few hours before 5. It was my day off, so I was going to be home all day. Around 4:30, I checked my emails again, but the guy still hadn't responded to my last message. Maybe he didn't feel like it needed to be responded to. I went over and opened the blinds on the window so I could see when he pulled up, then sat on my couch and turned on the TV. I was sitting there for almost an hour, watching TV and glancing out the window every few minutes, but they never showed. Considering our last contact was from yesterday, I figured he had second thoughts and was standing me up. In all honesty, I didn't think that much about it. I just continued watching TV and tried to enjoy the rest of my night as I normally would. By 8 o'clock, I was dozing off on the couch, in and out of sleep, when I woke up to a sound at my back door. After gaining full consciousness, I got up and looked over, seeing nothing out there. I flicked the porch light on just to be sure, but the backyard was empty. The sound I heard was hard to identify because I wasn't even awake, but I thought it was the sound of someone trying to open the door. I went around and made sure all the doors were locked, then checked the windows to see what I could see, until a knock came at the front door. I quietly walked up and looked out the peephole. There was a guy, late 30s maybe, on my porch. He was pacing back and forth and talking under his breath. Then he stopped and came back up to the door and knocked again. "Who is it?" I asked, keeping the door closed and still looking out the peephole. He stared at the door, then said he was trying to talk to the homeowner. The way he said it, with a stutter and slurred words, made it obvious he was on something, or wasn't right in the head. I chose not to respond, and once the guy realized this, he called out again, saying he really needed to talk to me. He was pacing again, acting really unsettling. While keeping an eye on him, I took my phone out of my pocket and dialed 911. He knocked again while I was on the phone, but then he ran off the porch toward the garage. I immediately went to get my newer laptop and pulled up the live feed from my security camera that I had just above the garage. On the footage, his car was parked all the way up my driveway, probably just a few inches from touching my garage door, and the guy was using a crowbar to try and wedge the garage open. He looked insane, but it scared the shit out of me. After some failed attempts, the guy went in his car and was shifting around, trying to find something in his glove box, before getting out and hitting my garage with his crowbar, then driving away. Despite providing the security footage showing the man and his car to the police, the guy remains unidentified. It's also unclear if it was related to the Craigslist posting, but I'm convinced it was. I don't know what that guy wanted, or what he would have done had he gotten inside.